Okay, day five of the of Boise State. Day five of Boise State. So, a lot of things went awry this day. It was a pretty great day, but a lot of things went awry and not to plan and how they should have gone. But it was. Yeah, so I'll get into all that, kind of what went on there as far as some things here. I'm adjusting the mic to the correct position. Sorry, you can hear that. The day started out like normal, going first to breakfast and then to the assembly. I didn't take notes on what the food was. I wish I did. I'm getting better at this, so the more I do, the better I'll get at things like that. And so then we went to assembly. They talked about running for Boys Nation. It was daunting. At the talent show, they did discuss Boys Nation. That was a big deal, and so this morning we'd get to give our spiel. And honestly, I was kind of worried that I would get the position for my county in Boise State, and I just lost so much confidence throughout the week in myself. As far as this other guy had totally shown way better leadership than me just for being loud, and half of it was based on looks, in my opinion. And I could not show, or maybe I'm blinding myself in the leadership that I think I have. So maybe I think that's a place I need to grow in. I think I have these skills and I actually don't. And I also need to break out of my shell and address the problems that I feel like I have. Anyway, so after that we go to operations. And the first operation, so today was Thursday. It's our last day. We have 2 operations left for actual Boise State stuff to happen, and the budget still hasn't passed yet. So in this operation, I don't think it was this operation, but we were just kind of sitting around waiting, getting everything ready to go for when that budget passes and see how much we can get done when the budget passes. It didn't pass. It should have, but it didn't. So then we go to lunch, and we're like, well, maybe it'll pass really fast the next operations and we'll have some time to get stuff done. So we go to lunch, and then before we can go to lunch, they have a college fair, which was really interesting and got me slightly worried. I already am pretty sure on what I'm going to do for college as far as in what I want to do for school. So I wasn't too interested in all the Army stuff and all that. So I followed my friends around. I talked to the K-State guy. He was nice. Kind of, visited around with people and poked around. But I had a good idea of what I wanted to do. I had a really good interaction with Maxwell. And it turns out we might be seeing a lot of each other in the future as far as future professions, so that's very interesting to me that we would have both similar interests. So then after lunch, then we go to lunch, and then after lunch, come back. We kind of, before we do anything, I would say add in like a 10 minutes of just sitting in your county room for no reason, which was kind of a drag, but kind of if you're staying on the ball, you could be taking notes or reflecting to really get the max out of your Boise State potential. And I wish I would have done this. Instead of experimenting, failing, and getting down on myself, just experiment, try, fail, get up even harder. So instead of failing and falling down, failing and getting up fast, and getting up faster than you went down, kind of a thing. So then we go to operations. And we're waiting for the budget to pass. There actually becomes a little protest, which was very interesting in the course that it was the most peaceful protest I think you'll see among kids like the age of 17. And it was to the point where they were chanting in whispers, and it was really cool to see all the adults freaking out because it could have got violent quickly. Never did, but it could have. And the adults just let us do what we want to do. They didn't interfere. They didn't tell us no. We had the right to do so, and we were able to do so. It was kind of scary I would have been scared if I was the governor, but it was because he didn't, he was fooling around. He was a liar. He said he would be doing this, this, and this. He never fulfilled his campaign promises, so surprise there. And he came out, and we did our little chant. He went away, and the budget passed. Anyway, to make this operation riot, then the budget passed with like 20 minutes, so everyone races to get their stuff filed. My county wasn't on the ball, which was kind of disappointing, but I was, everyone was like, let's get all this stuff done. There was nothing to do anyways. Everyone had already pretty much shut down for the time because there's nothing you could do because no one had any money during the entire camp. So that's how that cookie crumbled. After that, everyone was pretty bummed out. Nothing happened. We went to rec. Once again, played basketball. Our Boys Nation rep took care of me and picked up my backpack because I was playing on a different court than where I laid my backpack down. So I was glad he was looking out for me. That meant a lot more than I think I let on in that experience too. And I think that's how the world should be put together, as far as when everyone is out there looking out for themselves and each other, then sometimes you can take a seat back and someone takes care of you. And that's the best feeling in the world, to know that someone has your back. That's really great. After that, we went to dinner, kind of same dinner, and we went to to McCain for band and chorus. So we marched down to McCain, singing, yelling the Jodies, and then we do band and chorus. They showed us a flag retirement before that, and my opinion to the flag retirement is probably pretty harsh comparatively. It didn't seem professional to me. The guys were the Legionnaires were literally reading off scripts, so I thought that was unpolished for people that do this so often. I think this script should be memorized to a point, so I thought the professionalism was low, and I didn't even see the flag burned due to my angle, but that's not a complaint on them. That's more for me, but something that might have given me a poor taste for the experience. We see band, we see chorus. They did a great job, phenomenal. It was cool to hear, these boys showing off their less masculine skills, I guess. And then we had Boys Nation people speak. The people I were going for could definitely tell the winners, could definitely tell the losers. Some very strong candidates that really didn't make it, some not so strong candidates that definitely didn't make it. And then I'm pretty sure we had our hangout night in the basement of the K-State Student Union. In the first half, I went totally crazy with these guys playing bowling. It was really fun. And then I kind of ran around and played a little ping pong, looking for people. Everyone was kind of having a half good time in all their little cliques, which was very interesting. And then I went to the movie because I was looking for all of my people, and they all went to the movie of Doctor Strange, which I wanted to see Doctor Strange. I've seen it by now. It came out on Netflix, so I was able to watch it there. But I walked into Doctor Strange and got to have a conversation with this guy I'd been meaning to have a conversation with for a while, because on the first day I saw this kid and he looked totally out of place, like Marvel kid, super tall, wearing long dark pants when it's like 80 to 90 degrees outside. So that was I was glad to have an interaction with this kid. And then I guess I'll talk about this experience with Lewis later, but I had it was hard for me to accept what this kid said to me. Not in a bad way, but in a good way. It was very surprising. It was cool to have a conversation with this kid, because I think a lot of people didn't like him for his views, opinions, and looks, and I don't subscribe to that mentality of degrading a person based not on their character. So I'll talk about that interaction later. I'll probably talk about it in like my run for governor thoughts and kind of how I flubbed that up. And it was a disappointing run in my opinion. But then we marched back and it was the last night. We had a killer fun time. It was kind of one of the things where you stay up late to where the counselors tell you have to be in your rooms, and then everyone goes to one room and they just kind of hang out, and everyone is exchanging Snapchats instead of numbers. And I don't have a Snapchat, so a lot of the guys I've lost track of. So I've meant to put together a spreadsheet of all these guys' names so in the future I can track them down, but we'll see how that works out. I don't know. These guys did have an effect on my life. I know if I see them somewhere, I'll be able to hunt them down, but it's that I don't remember who they were kind of thing that more so got to me than that. And that was the final night of Boys State. So I thought when we were messing around, we had one kid in a cabinet, and this guy comes by, and he's taped up in the cabinet, and then this head dude comes by, and he's like, "Hey, what you guys doing? Quit being." We weren't being very loud, and then the dude locked in the cabinet screams, and the guy's like, "You gonna get him out?" And no one did anything, and then he's like, "Okay," and we had like half a roll of masking tape to lock this thing in. The guy's like, "You know who pays for that? I do. In 10 minutes, I'm going to come back and everyone better be in their rooms." Once again, I want to put in there that I am the only person in my room. So it kind of leaves me out there like, okay, my night's over. And so I just went back to my room and went to bed. I was kind of done. They were all fooling around in a way that was at a higher social level than I was at, which was kind of... But yeah, that was the last full day of Boys State. The next day's Wednesday, and I'll talk kind of more about my interactions with people then too. So thanks for listening and finding the stop button. I hope you guys have a good day. Thanks for listening.